And it's work on several parts of this. Number one, nobody delete any records. If you do, that's a crime in and of itself. Number two, we'd have everyone, all the various agencies investigate themselves. The FBI, I'm sure they have some sort of internal, affairs or something, and then the CIA would have something, and the NSA, and frigging everybody. Just go over all your own records. Number three, this would be looked over by, say, the Government Accountability Office, GAO. And they can just make sure everyone's filing all the records and nothing is getting deleted anywhere. Things like that. Number four, get yourself some sort of panel. People, let's say, chosen by Congress or so forth, or appointed by the President, or some combination thereof. And they could be just overlooking everything, collating all this data, getting it all together, and doing simple fact-checking, double-checking everything, make sure it all happens, and looking for contradictions. Someone says, we did Project X, and no, Project X never happened, and then they point that out. This little review board or something. And perhaps the issue report of some kind. And potentially this review board is something that, if Congress is too slow to pass legislation for a review, maybe the President can arrange this anyways, this little thing. But the real cornerstone of all this would be our fifth part, an entirely separate review commission people thing, which can talk to anybody, can get any of this information. So even that previous review board I mentioned, they're there to help. They're just putting the information together. We have someone else who's going to look at everything, be completely independent, and find out what the frick happened. Right? And we're calling this an internal review. Why? Well, because we're reviewing all of our counterterrorism policies for three things, we'll say. Effectiveness, morality, and legality. As far as legality goes, that's an investigation. Morality and effectiveness, particularly, that's a review. We not just want to know, who did something wrong in the criminal sense, but what was wrong in just the budgetary sense. What works and doesn't work when we're fighting terrorism? Was there some random bit and we relied on some guy and turns out he gave us like crappy intel, and what can we do so that later, the people we talk with are people that actually know what they're talking about? What sorts of spy drones work and don't work? Does torture work, for instance? It doesn't, but, have a review and find out if it does work. That's entirely separate from whether or not it's legal. But we will also do that. But in the meantime, we will find out, does it work? And when people find out it doesn't work, which they've already been told that before, but if they're told again, it doesn't work, and it's illegal, then there's even more support for prosecution. Which you have to do, by the way, under international agreements. If people within your government commit torture, you have to prosecute them. And if you don't, other countries, technically, have the right to prosecute them for you. Which other countries are not exactly doing that, at least not all of them or something, because we're America and you don't exactly frick with us that way thing. I think someone was prosecuting someone, though. I'm trying to remember. But we have a review. We're calling this an internal review. The way I'd phrase it, if it was Barack Obama, standing up in front of the press conference or whatever, announcing this whole thing, is, there may be investigations later on as a result of this review. We found this thing is illegal. Then officially there's an investigation. Yes, it's definitely illegal. And then there's a prosecution. Okay, and you're guilty. And then there's a trial. And, very, very thorough. People mention we can't investigate because it would be political circus. Well, maybe we should try. Maybe we should try, much as we can, to make it fair, to make it, truly independent and absent of political concern, much as we can. So you try and find people to go on this commission and do that. And I was thinking, what we could do? What about the 9/11 Commission? That's what I do. Take those 10 people, bring them back. You're a new commission now, and you get to research everything we've done terrorism over the last, let's say, 16 years. What works, what doesn't work. What's right, what's wrong, what's legal, what's illegal. Who did what? These people come with a number of advantages. Number one, they have incredible amount of experience going through all sorts of files and talking to people, and they know how the whole system works. Number two, they everyone likes them. Both Democrat and Republican have said, wow, these people did a great job. Number three, they were appointed by a Republican president during a Republican Congress. So as Barack Obama, you'd be able to say, look, you know, this is not the Democrats cherry-picking people. Furthermore, they were picked even before Obama became a senator. So it's not Obama cherry-picking people, you know. These people, everyone agreed. Remember that? Back when everyone agreed these were great people, did a great investigation on 9/11? Now they continue their work. And they have, like, all the security clearances. I mean, presumably you need to update those security clearances, but whatever. They've proven to be trustworthy and everything. Sure, let's get them. And then they can do a long review. With a due date of, oh, I don't know, the 10th anniversary of 9/11. You know, you have until 2011 to do that. And hopefully there's some earlier reviews previous to that. I don't have to wait 2.5 years. But yeah, we should do that. And make another point clear, there's a lot of classified information going to be bandied about. So everything has to be secret. Anything that touches classified information anyway. In fact, to sell it politically, you might say, look, everything is going to be secret unless there's a separate act of Congress to make it public. Sort of a thing. So yeah, everything has to be reviewed before anything gets released to the public. The president himself should avoid commenting on any investigations. If asked why is this important, you could say, well, I believe it is likely that some people in the government have committed some crimes in the last 16 years. But I won't say who, because I don't want to taint the investigation. I'm not going to say anything. Let all on go. Let everything figure out. Totally independent. All these things. All these common sense things. And furthermore, in my little dream world, if Obama could say, and you know what? I'm willing to testify. If they want me to. And I'm willing to take the oath. I solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. If that's what they want. Now, you might have to say, well, it has to be behind closed doors. You know, it has to be secret if I'm going to reveal secret information to this commission. But yes, I'll testify. And yes, under oath, because I'm not going to lie to you. Got nothing to worry about. And if we had a president committed to that, then we would improve our nation by a great degree, and it would be very hard to do all this. It would be a very long process. There'd be all sorts of bickering. There'd be all sorts of nonsense, and, because I think scandal touches a whole lot of people in the government, and they don't want to be found out. And some people thought to be guilty will turn out to be innocent. Some people thought to be innocent will turn out to be guilty. A bajillion policies will end up changing, or at least they'll have a report recommending that they change. Yes, we ought to do that. There ought to be a full investigation. Or review, which may lead to investigation, which may lead to a prosecution, which may lead to a trial. A fair trial. Do everything in your power to ensure that it's fair, but don't you dare abandon the notion entirely. Because you assume it would be screwed up. Because you assume it would be political circus. Because you just rather not know what we've done wrong. We have got to know. To a fair degree, we do know. We haven't done anything about it. That's wrong. And in America, we're supposed to be better than that. Thanks for watching. See you later.